kind of the very last memory I have of my mother. And I clearly remember it. It was her birthday, and August 11th, and it was in the morning, and I had just woken up, and I come outside, and she was lying on the couch, and she was in a lot of pain, I remember. And I just remember sort of asking her, hey, it's like, what's wrong? And she was just in a lot of pain. And she said, no, nothing's wrong. It's gonna be all right, whatever. And then my dad sort of, I gave her a hug, and I remember just standing there, and my dad pulling out and driving off, and that was just sort of the last time I ever saw my mom. I want to be able to give people a way to get that question answered from those that they have been close to, so that they never have to wonder what somebody close to them would have advised them. That is my wish.
January 6, 2009, I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure and cardiomyopathy. It's to the point that at any given moment, throughout any given day in time, my heart could just stop. Yeah, they know they don't have a normal parent. Like, they'll have parent day at school before I would go, but now it's like some days I keep it. Jordan, I would tell him, you gotta buckle down, you gotta put your roots in, partying days are over, you gotta start planning for your future, you got to start doing what you need to do.
I looked past her sickness and I see her as the still mama she used to be before she got sick. Brave, she would do anything for us. Lovable, she loves us to death. Kind, she would do anything that she didn't want to do for us.
For DJ, I would tell him, stop being so serious. Enjoy life, have fun. I can see DJ being like Andre, just without the fun part.
My mom had like a video of Will, like 20 years later, telling like I showed my kids this, how their grandma was and how she was, how nice she was, what she did for us, all this thing. Like she's giving them advice. The weird thing is I had a dream about this. All I remember is them watching it and then just sitting there like, hey, there's grandma. It's like in my dreams she's still alive, but this is like when they're like older. I showed it to them when she passed away.
Let's hope your dream comes true.
I'm trying to make it.
See, most of these are Tahoe because that's when we had where we had all our vacations.
That's you.
Yeah, that's me. When my dad died, well, my dad was sick for 3 years, and I knew he was going to die. But I think what I did was kind of go away from the situation, and I don't think I did the wrong thing. That's the wrong thing. And I remember my sister Marilyn and I saying, well, he was 50 years old. Because in those days we thought 50 was old. As far as their great-grandfather, I think it's important that they do know who he was because he was an important man in Oakland. He owned the basketball team in the late 40s and the early 50s. They won the Pan Am Games in 1951. It didn't matter if you were black or white or Japanese American, you play. It's very important actually to have, especially to have, I think the most important is for people to have information, you know, about their parents or grandparents. Now, young children don't really care that much, but when they get older, they do. There comes a time in your life where you really kind of want to know, you know, who your grandparents were, your great-grandparents, or so on and so forth. And I think that's really common in our culture. I'm not quite sure why, but Americans, for the most part, we were, many of us, born here, of course, but our grandparents, for instance, came from another area, and Americans tend to want to say, well, I'm Irish, or I'm French, or whatever you might be, and you don't find that in other countries because, you know, that's their culture. I think it's important to know that kind of information as well as the bits of wisdom that an older person can give to you, or it doesn't have to be an older person, but someone who's not a child can give you. But I do think that with age you get wisdom. It's amazing to me.